Yo, guys, it may be February and I might still be talking about things that happened in 2020, but last year there was a bunch of really awesome game releases and I'm still sort of playing catch up on some of them. I've sort of just been doing a video by video, case by case, talking about all the games that I loved in 2020. There is one title that released last year that is one of my favorite games, not only of last year, but just in general. This game is Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's brilliant. This is a beautiful PS4 game, really a must play for so many reasons. I mean, first up, let's talk narrative. This is a really interesting story with a very powerful ending too, following a strong relationship between Jin Sakai and his uncle. It's all about Jin following his code of being a samurai and doing things as he should or as he should not. There is this whole moral debate. It's not just so black and white, or maybe it is. Jin is sort of finding his way as a samurai, and he has his own views on things. He has his own morals. They're not what his family wanted. It challenges him. He's got to really defend his family, defend himself, and he's got to be who he is. I love following Jin Sakai's legend and watching it unfold. Ghost of Tsushima really delivered on interesting characters. Like I said, Jin, though very quiet, he's a compelling protagonist because of the story that he's experiencing, the one that we get to follow and we get to watch go back and forth. He wants to feel one way, but he also feels the other way, and it's done well. I think that the side characters are wonderful. They're all very memorable. They don't just feel like side quests. They actually feel like part of the main narrative. They really draw you in because you get to learn about the past of these allies. You get to learn about where they're coming from and why they are doing what they're doing. You feel for them too, because Jin is like creating these bonds with these characters. There's a few of them that are like the main players that have multiple missions. They did a really good job at drawing these stories out and making them intriguing to follow. So you don't just feel like it's busy side work. You actually feel like I said, part of the main story. So Sucker Punch did a really good job with storytelling in Ghost. I found myself very much so interested and emotionally invested in what was going on in Jin's life and what was going on with Lord Shimura and everybody else around him. The world building was really cool. PlayStation exclusives, I'm no bias, but like I really feel they tell the best stories. It seems like collectively, if it's a PlayStation exclusive and it's like one of those big ones, like I feel like there's always a great narrative to enjoy. Fortunately, Ghost of Tsushima is also very fun to play. I mean, its combat is awesome because you are a samurai. I love sword combat and I love action games. And I think that Sucker Punch did a really good job at giving us this fun combat that feels like Assassin's Creed. It feels a little bit like a lot of games in many ways. However, it still stands on its own. Ghost of Tsushima has some basic maneuvers in the combat, but you really feel like a badass once you start really fighting down a lot of enemies. Once you start parrying everything they're hitting you with and you're building up your combos, you're throwing around your kunai and you're shooting the arrows and you have some other cool abilities and some weapons and stuff. It has a lot of exciting moments. I love when you have to fight tons of enemies because I feel that it's a fun challenge that occasionally will take me down. But I love feeling powerful like that. The combat is very well developed and it feels smooth and fun to play. It's just cool. Also, their stealth. Stealth is also pretty nice. I mean, I really enjoyed going into camps and just sneaking up on them, jumping and stabbing them or sneaking behind. Seems like Sucker Punch effectively gave us the chance to sort of approach things in our own way. And I really like that variety. I know a friend of mine sort of just never used arrows at all. And I was like, I use them all the time. So it's quite interesting. The gameplay and its systems, they are all just great. I mean, it's a little bit formulaic in some ways. Don't get me wrong. I feel Ghost of Tsushima does feel like a lot of games I've played, but also it feels like a lot of games that I love. And I think that Sucker Punch just did a really good job. I mean, this is also just a technically brilliant game. I mean, I found the beauty to be staggering. I mean, I was like lost in the colors and the beautiful world design. Photo mode was very much so used by me. If you watch my last video where I was talking about Spider-Man Miles Morales, that's another game, yes, another PlayStation exclusive as well, that I really liked photo mode because of how much these developers implemented to let you just be creative and really enjoy the beauty of the game. And Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima has wonderful graphics. It looks fantastic and the colors really pop. And there's just so much to see that you could just take in, and the wind and everything and like the dynamic weather that you kind of see. It's a really nice looking game. And I'm really excited to kind of go back and play more of it and replay it on PlayStation 5, something I just haven't done yet. So I'll definitely show you, if I haven't already shown you, some B-roll of my photo mode because I think that I've taken like 100 screenshots, if not more. Who knows? Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, when a game looks that good, how could you not take a lot of screenshots, right? So, I mean, yeah, amazing story, great relationship with Jin and his uncle as the father figure. Really great story about morality and the samurai code. Really great time period story. You've got some really fun combat, just awesome swordplay and other elements that make it just feel awesome. Like I said, badass character in Jin Sakai and amazing graphics that blow you away. All these things just combine. You've got beautiful music, of course, in the background. I think that the content, like overall, the whole package, it doesn't really feel like there's a lot of stupid filler stuff. It doesn't feel like there's anything that gets too repetitive. Sure, there's some collectibles that almost feel unnecessary, but like you can find them with the guided wins, and it's a very easy platinum trophy. I found that I was never really struggling. Only a couple things that I have to look up, maybe some crickets or something like that. Ghost of Tsushima makes it comfortable and fun to sort of get everything and to try for that 100% with that platinum trophy. I think the world is very well designed. It's quite big. The map is definitely large and there's a lot, but like it doesn't get bloated, in my opinion, the way Assassin's Creed does. I mean, Assassin's Creed continues to be bloated, though I love it. Obviously, go check out that video about Valhalla. But Ghost of Tsushima, in many ways, I kind of feel like that was the only Assassin's Creed game we needed because Ubisoft never went to feudal Japan yet. And we got a game that kind of feels like Assassin's Creed, but doesn't. And it has that sort of seal of approval where you just know that if it's a PlayStation backed big budget, AAA third person action adventure, you know what I'm saying, type of game, it's going to be great. And Ghost of Tsushima proved. I compare it to The Last of Us Part 2 because they both released close and they're both PS4 exclusives that are, in my opinion, both masterpieces. I still like Ghost more because I still found like the whole experience was just a little more fun and a little more entertaining. And I still had really interesting characters, emotional things going on. Graphics were blowing me away. Combat was, more fun. Overall package, I think both are fantastic games, but I always gave the edge to Ghost after I sort of beat both of them and compared them, though they are different games. But yeah, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is one of several games that I loved in 2020 and maybe in 2021. With that being said, guys, I have the videos to check out. I already kind of called a couple of them out. So be sure to go check out the playlist. I'll leave it in the description. This video is already going to be in the playlist when I upload it. And you'll see some other videos. I'm talking about some other games that I really enjoyed that came out in 2020. It was a strange year, a not great year, but I would say that the gaming industry, there was a lot of really good things happening there. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I'm assuming that you probably like Ghost of Tsushima. You like games like it. So why don't we have a conversation in the comments below? I mean, if you never played Ghost, what are you doing? You don't have to have PS5. It's on PS4. You know what I mean? So share with me, guys. You like the game? You like the story? Did it do Assassin's Creed better than Assassin's Creed? Is it the best PS4 exclusive of 2020? There were a few. Let's talk. So once again, guys, I appreciate your time here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I guess I'll be seeing you all in one last video about 2020 games because we're going into what I decided is my favorite game of the year. It may not be objectively the best game, but once you see it and once I tell you about it with my passion, I feel like you'll see why. And I'm really excited to talk about it. And I'm really excited for you guys to share with me your thoughts. So thanks again. I'll see you all in the next video.